everybody. So I am now in my third month of self-employment. I gave up my job in December, the end of December, and I thought it would be a good time in my third month to provide you all with an update of the insights that I've had over the last couple of months of letting go of all the security of a full-time job and stepping into a business, my business, that feels incredibly aligned. So I think probably the biggest realizations that I've had is how much I used to do in a day. My poor little nervous system is still doing some adjusting to get used to the slower pace. I just crammed in. I don't know how I moved, like last year, moved home, had a full-time job, ran a business in the evenings and the weekends. Sometimes I don't know how I did it, but I'm proud of that chapter of my life. But I'm also incredibly grateful that now I have just more space and more capacity for things that are incredibly meaningful for me. So some of the shifts that and the gains, I guess, that I'm going to start with that, the gains that I've had from stepping into self-employment full-time, because there might be some of you that are out there that maybe that you feel like a sense of you've outgrown your job, or you're feeling unfulfilled in your work, and you're like, oh, but I just don't know whether I can give it up, and all those worries and concerns come up, right? So maybe sharing my gains with you will help you with your decision making. So what have I gained in the last 3 months by being solely self-employed? One, the obvious one, is time. But oh my God, I didn't realize how little time I had for myself. So it's just been so incredibly rewarding to have time to focus on my well-being, so that, like, in my mornings, I start my mornings either with going to the gym or going for a walk, or just being able to do those things that I just didn't have capacity for before when I was working. I just didn't have the energy. So now I have time to really focus on my own well-being, so my own training, much more outdoor time, less time sat behind a laptop at a desk, which, I mean, I got the worst posture sat here, but whatever. It's paid off tenfold, even with like my musculoskeletal health. So my back was starting to get a little bit sore and achy the end of last year, and that was because, like, my job changed and I became so sedentary, and I'd never had a job in my life where I just sat down all day behind a laptop or a screen. So it's just been so nice to be able to get movement back into my day. And I have certain things in my week that are set, but a lot of my work is very flexible, and I can schedule and plan it when works best for me. So if the sun comes out and I think, you know what, I'm going to use this opportunity and get outside, I drop work, go for a walk, and then come back to work at a later date. And that is so invaluable. That time and that capacity to be able to do that has been, super rewarding. So yeah, my well-being and time to see like friends and family. Like, I always felt like I never had capacity to see people because I was always working. So now it's just so nice that I can plan things in the day, like a couple of hours here and go and spend a long lunch with somebody. Like, that is, again, invaluable. So having more time to socialize and spend time with people that I actually care about, which is great. More time to be able to do things that I'm really passionate about. So like creating videos like this. Like, I love speaking, writing, even outside of my business. Like, that's what I'm really passionate about. I love reading, I love writing, I love speaking and creating. So I've just had more capacity to be able to do that. Some afternoons it's been like, oh, I haven't got anything in my diary. I can actually use this time to do things that I love and to serve other people by doing that just feels super, super fulfilling. So yeah, having that capacity to do things that I love is just amazing. So yeah, they're just some of the wins. Like, there are loads of wins that I have got from taking this leap of faith out of employment and into self-employment, but I'm just so grateful to be able to be more present and just living in the now and doing the things that I enjoy. That in itself is invaluable. Some of the realizations I've had, how much I used to get done in a day, but how like I was probably way overworking myself. Like, I love my parents to pieces, but they both are really, really hard workers. So I'd kind of observed and conditioned my brain for like, it's not normal just to have one job. Like, who has one job? Like, my friend said to me the other week, she was like, I don't think I've ever known you with one job. And I was like, oh yeah, no, like I've always had at least 2 or 3 jobs. And like, for me, like working a 10 to 12 hour day was just normal. So yeah, like that was a huge realization that, oh, I don't actually have to work that amount of time to earn the income that, you know, I'm aiming for. So that was huge. And also a massive realization is I don't have to keep working really, really hard and long hours to earn money as well. Like, that was a limiting belief of my own that I had to work through, was that you don't have to be constantly working to earn a good living. You can work less hours and feel more aligned in yourself because you've got the time to focus on yourself, and you can earn, if not the same income, you can earn more income from actually working less hours, but more focused hours and more intentional hours. So that's been a huge, big realization for me as well. And that, like, you can get paid for what you love to do. I think there's a massive block, and, you know, I speak to people and they're like, how can you earn an income out of what you do? And it's amazing how many people have these limiting beliefs that, you know, you can't get paid for doing things that you enjoy. Well, here I am proving that belief system wrong. Like, of course you can. You know, if you're a writer, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're a creative in some shape or form, and you're like, oh, I just don't think that I can earn enough money from it, let that go, because that is, again, a belief system that is holding you back, and you absolutely can get paid abundantly for what you are great at and what you love. So yeah, that's been again another thing that I've just been able to embody. And don't get me wrong, I guess it's really useful for me to talk about the fears and stories that I've had as well, because keeping it real, like, I've had moments I'm like, shit, how am I going to pay that? Like, I have all the fears about money. I have all the worries about money. And I constantly have to keep doing the work on my mindset and recruiting all my community of people that I look up to as my coaches and my mentors and my support systems to help me with my mindset around a constant income in business. And I know I'm not alone in saying that. They're like, I think if you spoke to most business owners, there's always an underlying fear of, oh, what happens if the money stops? What happens if I don't get consistently paid? What happens if I can't earn enough money to pay my bills? Like, I know I'm not alone in that as a business owner. And we have this idea that being in a job, being in employment is safer. That actually, in the nature of today, is any job safe? Like, so many jobs are shifting and changing, and redundancies are being made. So many people are resigning from their positions because their jobs have changed in the last couple of years. So the idea that we give it over to somebody else to make us feel secure, just that story doesn't fit for me anymore. Like, I'm the only person in control of my own security financially and in any other capacity in my life. So yeah, it's been a bit of a shift in perspective, shift in mindset of trusting that the money will come at the perfect time. I will always be provided for, and spending time in worry and in anxiety about finances is one, it's not serving me because I'm draining my energy force, and two, it's not helping my clients because I'm not embodying my own message. So when those fears come up, or when any fears come up about business, I acknowledge them. I say thank you for coming up. This is an opportunity for me to grow and break through. And I just ask myself, what's the real deep fear here? And it's never the thing, but that's a whole nother video. We won't go into that right now. It's never like the lack of money. It's what the meaning we create from that lack of money, right? But yeah, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, I think it's just maintaining that growth mindset, that abundant mindset, letting go of the lack mentality, letting go of the, oh my God, what have I not got? What am I lacking? And instead focusing our energy on what we have gained, what we're living now. Like, my highest value, or one of my highest values, is freedom, and I'm living that now. I have the freedom to choose my own schedule, say yes to which work I want that comes my way, like have the power to say no to work that's not aligned. So yeah, I'm already living that freedom lifestyle, and it's only going to get better and better from here. I can feel it. The spring is approaching, with the sun's coming back out again. And yeah, we're going to get a new surge in energy. And yeah, I hope this video is useful for you, particularly if you're considering or you're going through a career transition yourself, whether that's just from one job to another, or one career to another, or maybe you're taking the step out of employment into self-employment. Trust yourself. You will make it work, and focus on what you do have, what you're going to gain from this experience, rather than what you're going to lack or lose. And of course you will be successful. I hope this helps.